happened to go to a church service, and on a Sunday I was sitting in the back, and I'll never forget it. There's this pastor, his name was Joey, and he was preaching out of Psalms chapter 1. And if you read Psalm chapter 1, it says this, and it goes, "Oh, the joy of those who are righteous. Oh, the joy of those who are," well, the Lord's pretty much, and he was preaching on it. And it says, "But the wicked, they hang out with other wicked people. They sit with them, they stand, they talk." And then he was talking about how, aren't you missing your Father? And I just remember as Pastor Joey, as he was praying, I was sitting in the back, and the best way that I could describe it is I just started missing God. I really just started to miss him. And then the pastor comes and he makes a beeline to me, and he grabs me and he goes, "RJ, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, it's going good. Fire." I'm totally lying. He's all, "How you doing?" And I was like, I'm good, I'm good, fire." And then he asked me a third time and he said, "RJ, how are you doing?" And then I just broke down. When I was about 1 year old, my mom and dad, they were actually about to get a divorce. My dad, he was raised in church, but during the season in his life, he would even tell you that he was lukewarm. And him and my mom was not raised in church, so they ended up getting married. They had me, and already when I was about 1 year old, they wanted to get a divorce, and they were going to call it quits. And right around this time, my dad's youth pastor and his wife heard about how they were going to get a divorce. And so this youth pastor drives over to my parents' house, their one-bedroom apartment, knocks on the door, and my dad answers the door, and he comes in, and he said, "Hey, I heard you guys are going to get a divorce." My dad's like, "Yeah," and the pastor goes, "Well, where's the divorce papers?" And he had matches. And he said, "You know what? You're not going to call it quits. We're going to light these divorce papers on fire, because I believe Roy," my dad, he said, "I believe, Roy, God still has a plan for you and for Kelly, and also not only you, but your son right here. And God's not done with you." I'm so thankful because my parents, they listened to that pastor. I'm thankful for that pastor and his wife. And now to this day, my mom and dad have been serving Jesus for 32 years. They're children's pastors, reaching hundreds of kids every single week. My dad runs paintball camps, and he was an amazing man of God. And now I'm the oldest of 5. My brother Tyler, Ashlyn, Madison, John, they wouldn't even been born. And so I'm so thankful. But yeah, that's the household that I was raised in. All I knew was Jesus. We went to church every single week, Sundays, Wednesdays. I went to church camps. I watched Veggie Tales. If you're a church kid, you know about Veggie Tales, Bible Man, Superbook. I like Superbook before Superbook was even cool, right? And Pharaoh. So that was me. And all I knew was Jesus. A lot of people talk about how maybe when they were raised in church,